right? We started Sacha 40 years ago. My mother was a hairdresser, and we were poor, right? So I said one help out in the salon, right, to save a salary, and while there, I kept observing, while my mother and her staff were wizards at hair, they could never find makeup to suit our woman, which is a multicultural woman, right? And that got stuck in my mind, looking like Casper the Ghost, like a frosted donut, the eyeshadow never show on their skin, I said, but they're not making makeup to suit our woman. I went abroad to study, and I noticed it. Multicultural man abroad had the same problem. So I came back to Trinidad, and I said, started teaching, and then an opportunity came up. The company was closing down. I said, let me jump into this thing and see if I could really make this brand. Right? And that was 1979. Right? Left teaching in the height of a recession. A wife and 2 children and a mortgage. Right? And I took the risk. Today we have Sacha, have customers in 60 countries. We have the strongest presence locally in many markets regionally. We have 5 Sacha stores in the best shopping malls in Panama. We opened the first one in Colombia before COVID hit. We're the big retail chain in Colombia, La Riviera. And we also sell online on Amazon. So we have an Amazon USA, UK, European Union, and Canada. So we have an in-store and online presence worldwide. Well, differentiating. First, we did many regional manufacturers build inexpensive brands and compete on price. We developed a premium brand to compete with the best premium brands worldwide. We always felt, hey, we're not going to be second rate to anybody. If you can develop this in America, we can develop this in Trinidad. But we're going to develop it for our women. Women who look like us, our skin tones and skin types. Right? While they focus on making products for white women with pale skin and pink lips that live in a cold climate, we have women with exotic skin tones, brown lips, and oilier skin. So I made something different. We made something different. We put together as a team, right? And we differentiated. But we were passionate about it. We were obsessed, right? I tell everybody, I work at Sacha all day and dream about Sacha all night, right? And we have a whole team like that. They come in the morning inspired. How do we make it better? That's why we always coming out with new products. The strength of the brand keep taking us over the hurdle. Right? We had many challenges. First, you have local brands selling at an imported brand price. People say, well, local brands are supposed to be cheap. Right? And when they're not buying our products, you can't make excuses. I would tell my staff, they're not buying from us because we're not good enough. We have to be better. Rather than making an excuse and blaming anybody, we never do that. That's one of the hallmarks of this company. We never make excuses. If we're not getting the support for our product, it's because it is not good enough. And we back to the drum, just keep working and working and working. Right? And that is one of the major reasons why we survived 40 years. Right? No, of course, COVID-19, there's no playbook, nobody expected that. Right? And it's whacking good businesses, many out in the park. Right? Many wouldn't survive. We have been able to stick around and survive and take measures post-COVID to emerge stronger and more diversified. So we use the opportunity to step back. We evaluate everything. We now, for instance, you're wearing a mask and your foundation comes out in the mask. So we work towards making foundations mask friendly, your lipsticks mask friendly. They focus more on skin category. So we'll be more diversified. Hopefully by the end of the year, next 2022, things should we reasonably expect things to start to get back a little normal. Well, we do have a fairly strong manufacturing platform. it is declining. And we used to have over 20 people in the cosmetic industry, manufacturing locally. I would say we're the last one solely standing, certainly in the makeup category and skincare category, right? If we were to manufacture in China and bring everything in, we'd be taking a giant step towards being a nation of traders, like Haiti, right? Countries that have a manufacturing base have no future. Because when you buy, say, my product, for instance, a woman buying my product, that is called import substitution. Because you bring in a brand, you hire 5 people, salespeople. I hire 125 people because I do the manufacture, right? So when you buy from me, that is import substitution, I create jobs. When I export, I earn foreign exchange. That's why we are net earners of foreign exchange, because we export. Right? You take that away, and every time you're bringing a brand, you bleed the foreign exchange out. So, you end up with no future. The manufacturing sector, which they employ 60,000 people, I think it's about 50,000 now. But if you put the right circumstances and environment in place to support the manufacturing sector, we could go to 100,000. Let me tell you, we used to make, because I made this, we used to make all hair relaxers in Trinidad at one time. You think, right? Create an environment where the people who have all this equipment sitting down, mothballed, could pull it out and say, you know what? I want to make hair relaxers bleeding a lot of foreign exchange. I am going to put a tariff on hair relaxers. I'm going to put a tariff on hand sanitizer. I'm going to put a tariff on liquid soap that we make here. Everything we make, I'll put a tariff on it. Right? Why increase the VAT on it from 12 to 20% on those products? What do you think the guy who's making have all this equipment not all? You see me making hand sanitizer 24 hours a day. What are you going to do? He's going to start bringing it out. That's a distress asset. But it is there. Right? It didn't disappear. You're not going to spoil the stainless steel. And he brings it out and he says, you know what? I have incentive now. I have in fact, if they cut my VAT in half and double their VAT, right? Cut mine by 50% and increase theirs by 50%, I can make hand sanitizer hair relaxers again. Big foreign exchange saving, lots of jobs created for this 24 hours. Right? And everything we make here, we should double the VAT and cut the VAT for the local market. So that price differential will be a huge incentive. But you just got to do it and not make no excuse why it can't be done. There's always an excuse why it can't be done. Right? Other countries in the world, there are countries that will ban everything that they're making locally to protect the local manufacturers. I'm against that. Don't ban anything. But use the tax regime to say, okay, I will double the VAT or 50% increase in the VAT, the imported product, and reduce the local one by 50%. And that simple measure is a giant step in diversifying the economy. Nobody listens. Well, the whole of Latin America, without exception, put non-tariff barriers. There's a established tariff on cosmetics, which is 20%. Same with Caribbean. But we don't put any non-tariff barrier. You want to bring a product and ship it in. You have to do every product registration. You have to register every shade of lipstick and nail polish. And every time you ask about your application, it's manana, delay and cost. And it takes months and years. By the time you register in Colombia, you spend a few $1 million. Right? I know the guys with the Casey confectionery. Every size package of sweets, they have to register and pay. Right? I have 20 in this pack, I have to pay. I have 40 in this pack, I have to pay. I have 60 in this pack, I have to pay a different $1,000 US each. Right? So it is frustrating. But I always try and look at the upside. They go overboard to protect their manufacturers. But their manufacturing is weak. We have world-class manufacturers. When you look at our standards compared to the rest of Latin America, right? Most countries in Latin America, it's superior. Right? There isn't a brand of makeup in entire Latin America like a South America or Europe. They're all weak. Right? So they stay in their own market and they protect themselves. So when we go inside, we can take market share from them. Right? And a lot of these markets we have duty-free concessions. Colombia, 50 million people. We started opening our stores just the month before COVID. In fact, we dodged a bullet. We were going to open a store in the big Panama airport with the home of Copa Airlines and stuff. Just before COVID hit. Thank God we dodged that bullet. Right? So we keep working. Of course, we're building a powerful online presence. On Amazon, we have a world-famous product, buttercup powder. I was in Africa recently on a trade mission, and I was surprised to see my products all over Ghana. What? I better check my sales. Right? How come I'm not? How's everywhere I go, you see my own fakes. They have fake Louis Vuitton, fake Versace, fake Rolex, and fake Sacha buttercup powder. It is so. While this is distressing, it has made Sacha the most coveted black brand in Africa, because you're making fakes of the brand, right? So everywhere you go, you ask if you know Sacha. Yeah, where buttercup powder? Yeah. Oh, I have a real one. It's flooded with fakes. So we have a world famous product, and we sell. That's our main product on Amazon, right? It's a small footprint. We sell it for $8 in Trinidad and $25 on Amazon. We are an established long-term vendor on Amazon. We built our first website and started selling online 20 years ago. So we got work every week to learn the business. So we went to Amazon, we were experienced. And so during the pandemic, we had little problems with Amazon not taking stock, and because they were stocking this PPE equipment and safety equipment and stuff. But they were still buying. It kept us afloat. It's an important part of our business. Online sales is 50% of our exports, right? And we expect to grow that considerably post-COVID. But right now we're planning all of it right now. But you started seeing in shopping malls in America major store closures of physical stores losing business to Amazon mainly and online presence. The problem here is that they never had a way to pay, right? Links could not be used to shop online. Only credit cards. And maybe you have 50,000 credit card holders, but 800,000 links holders, right? But the link holders couldn't shop because they don't have your name on it and number, right? On the links card. But the links cards are now being converted into Visa debit cards. And of course, there are also mobile wallets coming out, right? That will facilitate online shopping. So I expect online shopping to go through the roof. The beauty about the mobile wallet is contactless. You're touching nothing, right? So you order something from KFC, you order it, you pay for it. You just want to collect it, no money passing out. No, you're not touching cash and then biting the chicken, right? You pay the people with cash and then you're holding the chicken and eating it. It's not COVID-friendly thing to do, right? But if you pay the people, you pick up and you start eating right away, right? So that will facilitate e-commerce in a COVID environment, even a post-COVID environment, right? So we expect that to grow regionally. The most dangerous thing you can do is a compete on price. You have to use Trinidad as an incubator market and develop a niche. Okay, you want to make a sunscreen for African American children, right? In a niche, you could charge a higher price because you don't have much competition. And then you take this now and say, where I could sell this at a premium price. You cannot sell on Amazon or online if you don't have a good significant margin, because returns and chargebacks are going to kill you, right? And you have to have products that are with a small footprint that can sell and save shipping costs and stuff like that. But anybody, and you can penetrate any market, right? But today's a different environment. I always advise young entrepreneurs, this is what's your main advice. I say, of all things I can tell you, if you can't do the business on the phone, forget the idea. Right? That's how powerful it is now. 90% of our Amazon purchases are now generated on the phone. Not on the desktop, laptop, right? It's on the phone. So you have to design for a mobile phone, right? But you have to pick a niche, dominate the niche, dominate it here first. If you can't sell your products here and own the market here, you're not going to survive out there. And this is it. We are a powerhouse locally, right? Are we number one in every category? No, but we aiming to be, right? We aiming to be number one in every category. And if we're not, we're working towards it, right? So we're focusing. But once we do that, and we could prove we dominate a market, a small market, you can multiply this. Like we opened a Sacha store here. We tested it over and over. Beautiful store. The devil's in the details. We made sure they're very successful. And then we finished this, we made it like a scalable model. We opened one in Panama. Then we opened 5 in Panama. Right? We opened one in Colombia. So when we got to that point that this is a functional model, manufacturer selling at a premium retail price, at a big margin in those markets, right? We said, we can't run 1,000 at these stores. We went on a franchise. It cost a lot of money. Because if you know, Americans love litigation. We got the best franchise lawyer in America, because we think that's where the opportunity is going to be. And the franchise is now legally registered in the USA. So we have, when everybody bringing franchises in, we're the first going to be selling franchises, right? We launched it just before COVID and sold it for a franchise. And we just had to stop. Paid for it, we just had to stop because it was going to be a hurricane. It's amazing, and it's a beautiful kiosk feeling, right? A kiosk like a mini store, you can be proud to put in your house, right? It's so high-end, right? So that we expect that to be a big growth area. Well, focus on what we do best, right? What we do best is exotic skin tones, multicultural. We don't make products for white women. That market have 10,000 companies catering to that, very few here. When I went to Africa, there was no brand catering to African women. Worldwide, smattering. Easy for a brand like Sacha to move inside there. So know what you're selling, who you're selling it to, and make sure they can afford it. You know, you customize, right? But you have to sell it in store and online. It's a huge growing category that I would think it's sad that Rihanna went to a white-owned company to make her line. Because I took one look at the foundation formula and I went to Sephora and I called the manager and said, this product is going to oxidize. She said, that's why I can't wear it. Oxidize means you put it on at 8 o'clock in the morning, by 10 o'clock it look darker, by 12 o'clock it look darker, by 2 o'clock, and by the night now you're a different person. Because if you're making it for white people, you don't have that problem. We're just making it for darker people. But they don't have the skin tones in America to make a black line. They don't. We're surrounded here by people with light, medium, and darker skin, the deep skin tone, very dark skin tone. And we test. And if on the darker skin so to oxidize, we change the formula. And we've been working on it for years. Why were our buttercup powders world famous? It's flash friendly. There's no ashy flashback in the brightest lighting. But we invented that. Well, we worked, right? until we dominate the market with it in darker market. They're always on their toes because they have internet now, social media and stuff. Anything trending, we want to know why and how we can make it for our women. How can we, because we know for sure, like the Rihanna brand and this brand and stuff made by white people. We make products for people of color by people of color. These days they say people of color. Right? We used to say women of color before, we say people of color, right? I think we're the only cosmetic company in the world making a brand like people of color, for people of color. Right? So once we see something trending, wait a minute, how can we adapt that to our company? Right? And how can we take this and market it worldwide? So we always know what R&D is. It's a critical part of our growth and a projected growth. But you know, I'm most proud of Monica Powder because it's the greatest opportunity to market something is if you solve a problem. And I watch beautiful black, dark women, a Miss Universe and Miss World pageant, walk out on stage like a Coke or so, and look like Casper, they go and lose, right? And it should drive me crazy, it should drive my mother crazy, right? My mother, the first person told me, son, good black, no crack, right? The darker the skin. She said, the better the hair too, right? So she's always said that, right? And the cradle of the universe in Africa. We should be making things for darker women. Right? So the buttercup powder was invented for that. Now today, do you know last year, the top 5 beauty pageants in the world were won by women of color for the first time. And I swear I say my buttercup powder on all the faces. Because no makeup artist will dare go to a pageant doing multicultural women, darker women without buttercup powder. So you can wear whatever garbage foundation you want. This covers it up and can't help you. Of course, if you wear Sacha foundation and Sacha, then you look weak and more. Right?
Let's switch a conversation to skincare line as opposed to makeup and
okay.
What your company's doing there.
We're going to be soon launching a design of skincare made for multicultural women who have oilier skin types. You cannot make skincare for people with dry skin and pale skin and wrinkled skin in America. We don't have that kind of skin tone and that cold climate. We don't have that. We make it for our people and we customize it. So once we have this to launch, it's going to be most exquisite. It is going to work better than anything they have that's not made for them. This is the problem. When you're using things that are not made for you, right? You could end up with more problems. You know? So that line is going to be launched maybe in September or so. Fantastic line.